No errors.
0 feet altitude, 12 feet distance, 1 miles per hour, 99% battery.
Gonna run my mission to the near the cemetery again, but I changed it up a little. Another main objective here is that I've been getting issues with my video. The gimbal's shaking and the camera going out of focus and flopping around, and then recording stopping. And I read in a couple of the forums, which sometimes are helpful, that it could be the video card, the memory card, which it's not writing fast enough to switch, because it does seem that whenever it does happen, it's at the end of when you shoot in 4K, you can only shoot in blocks of a little bit less than 4 gigabytes each. So when it
400 feet altitude,
the end of that, it writes a new video file.
94% battery.
And it pretty much happens at the same time during every mission. It's kind of like this at the same time that it'll finish one file up and start a new one, the second video file. So I'm just gonna fly this to see if it happens again before the only other thing I can do is take the camera apart and replace the ribbon, which I really don't want to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but the video memory card issue does make a lot of sense, so I shall see. I lose about 30 to 40 seconds of video when it happens, because the camera just stops recording, which is weird.
399 feet altitude, 2,254 feet distance, 20 miles per hour, 90% battery.
And that's why I think it's not hardware related, as in the camera itself. I tweaked this mission up a little to the point where I shouldn't lose connection. Just kind of going around in a really big circle, basically. Nice high altitude, 400 feet. So I'm hoping this solves the problem. And it kind of sucks too if it is the problem, because it's a fairly new card. 64 gigabyte SanDisk Ultra. I don't know if I can send it back, because otherwise it appears to work fine, but it just doesn't work right in the drone, if that's the problem.
399 feet altitude, 3,810 feet distance, 22 miles per hour, 86% battery.
I have control over the camera this time. Oh yeah, I went past the pig farm the other day, and apparently they're not pigs, they're sheep. Yeah, they're out standing by the road. I got a good look at them. So usually each mission that I do, and the same with my GoPro camera, I record in sync with the I run my GoPro and the drone at the same time, and then I just I split.
399 feet altitude, 5,845 feet distance, 21 miles per hour, 80% battery.
I take and I sync the audio from the GoPro to the video on the drone, and they both create new files at about 3,800 or 3.8 gigabytes, usually a little bit before 4 gigabytes. It starts a new file, and that seems to be about the time that the camera starts to act up. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with the camera. This doesn't make any sense. So let's see if it doesn't mess up this time. I just did a flight a couple hours ago. I was free flying over near my house, up in the hills there, and sure enough, it kicked out. camera started shaking.
399 feet altitude, 7,509 feet distance, 20 miles per hour, 76% battery.
And the big thing is that the recording stops, so I think that's really something to do with the card as opposed to hardware, because why would the recording stop? So we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't happen. You know, I can say all that and then bam, it happens. So if that's the case, then I have to think about changing the ribbon cable on the camera again. Good battery. See where I am in the mission. It's at the furthest point out right now. Got a good signal.
Start. 399 feet altitude, 8,849 feet distance, 17 miles per hour, 71% battery.
Sun's starting to set. When the video quits too, it kind of creeps you out because you can't tell where you are in space. The thing is, the camera's jumping around from side to side, and it's not pointing towards anything, and you can't figure out where you are. The only option would be, if you lost the video, would be to do return home. And on waypoint missions, if you lose connection, it doesn't return home, so you have to be in first-person view.
399 feet altitude, 8,030 feet distance, 21 miles per hour, 66% battery.
21 miles an hour is a good speed, because I have it programmed at 24. That's the big cornfield out there across from I-90. I sped the gimbal speed up a little. My horizon looks like it's off a little bit. That would be to do with the gimbal. A little bit has to be bent back slightly.
399 feet altitude, 6,516 feet distance, 14 miles per hour, 61% battery.
If you get a tilt on the horizon, it's basically because, well, this thing I did crash once, so I had to bend the arm back a little, but it's nothing real serious. And I think by now, if it was going to fuck up, it would have fucked up. Because I'm up to almost 9 minutes of video. And right about now, it's going to make a new file. And start recording a new video file. Probably already did. When I'm panning around like this too, the whole drone is turning.
400 feet altitude, 5,768 feet distance, 20 miles per hour, 56% battery.
Which is pretty cool. Yep, so far so good. Now it's down by Route 9. It's a mile away still, but I got a great signal. It's on the way back. If you watch my videos the past, I don't know, it's sporadic, 3 or 4 of them maybe.
399 feet
I
altitude.
had the issue with the
626 feet distance.
video cutting out in the middle of the flight.
52% battery.
And it leaves me with a big blank spot when I edit my video. And I know enough not to say, oh, that's definitely solved the problem, because more often than not, you're wrong with these things. There's just so many little things that can happen. But looks like it's looking good. So if I get 1 or 2 other more flights in and it doesn't happen again, I'll say that it's definitely a bad memory card. Which seems weird, but it does make sense, because the video stops recording on its own.
.399 feet altitude, 2,503 feet distance, 24 miles per hour, 46% battery.
That's coming back to me. Got some battery to spare. Pretty good mission. That's over 4 miles. Yeah, like I said, the thing is, what am I going to do with this video card now? How do I explain to SanDisk that there's something wrong with it, other than just say it? I don't know. It's too late to send it back where I bought it. It's not their fault. I think I got it on Amazon. Luckily, they're not as expensive as they used to be. I think I made it paid like 13, 14 bucks for it. Should be able to see it or hear it right now.
399 feet altitude, 340 feet distance.
He's way up there.
24 miles per hour, 42% battery.
Mission's gonna end, and I'm gonna take over. I'll let it end. Mission ended.
Mission ended.
There we go. Good, take a look around back here.
.222 feet altitude, 536 feet distance, 0 miles per hour, 37% battery.
See what's on the ground. I still think one of these days I'm going to find a body. Just a matter of catching the wind. If you fly enough, you see a little bit of everything. Over the summer, there was a lady that was lost over in the area that I just was. She has dementia. She's walking around. She got on the other side of the fence, and she was walking down I-90, and the cops found her. I could have spotted her if I was flying. If I knew her she was missing, I would have looked around for her. I'm getting
223 feet altitude, 960 feet distance, 18 miles per hour, 33% battery.
They used to have I think it was that tree there. There was a deer blind, a tent. No, it was that other one over there. They went and they picked it up. It's starting to get dark. Gonna start nagging me to come home now. I'll do auto return from there.
223 feet altitude. 2021 feet distance. 0 miles per hour. 27% battery.
Let him come home.
Warning, aircraft battery at 25%.
Took it out of sport mode for a sec. I want to see if it can land on the table where it took off. No wind today, so I'm not worried about any of that crap. 244 feet.
Warning, aircraft battery at 23%. 244 feet altitude. 749 feet distance. 22 miles per hour. 22% battery.
Yeah, so no video fuck up, so I'm pretty much confident that it was the memory card. So we'll try another flight or two and then I'll be sure.
Warning, aircraft battery at 20%.
It's coming down now.
Warning, aircraft battery at 17%. 52 feet altitude. 1 feet distance. 2 miles per hour. 16% battery. Warning, aircraft battery at 14%.
I had to take over and it was going to land on the picnic table. It did land on the picnic table, but not the one I took off from. But anyways, hopefully that did solve the problem of my video mysteriously cutting out. So, decent flight. I'm going back home. It's cold out. You know about.